Let's go, baby. We're back. British people analyzing and taking a look at Trump supporters behaving like absolute fucking hogs. We are here in the heartland of racism. I'm Donald Sunderland for BBC One, and these fucking hogs are going absolutely mental.
Directly here, to a shrine where a supersized Donald Trump appears, Christ-like, on the front of this former church. It's now a place where his devotees demonstrate piety to their earthly Messiah by buying up Chinese-made Trump merchandise.
There's a Trump train knife all aboard. It's an unusual painting of the media as clowns. As your cap says here, Trump's still my president.
There you go.
The owner, Donald Whitey Taylor, had 3 meetings with Trump and insists business is booming, even as their president reluctantly leaves office.
He is the savior of the United States, but he's not God. Yeah.
Why do you say he's the savior of the United States?
The liberals have
Everything is Chinese made. Literally everything.
gave it away. Obama's the worst thing that ever happened to America.
There's a bit of a cult around Trump.
Oh, sure. People love him. They admire him.
So there's almost a religious devotion to him.
I'd say it's just a cult. Yeah.
Donald Trump has taken advantage of this zealous devotion to stoke fear among his supporters about what Democrats might do now they're in charge.
No, we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect ourselves from the other side. Buy all the guns you can, get all the ammunition you can. If they start any crap, wipe them out.
There has, of course, already been violence. 5 people died, including a police officer, during the storming of the U.S. Capitol, leading to Donald Trump's second impeachment. While the mob were united around a perceived election theft, the crowd was varied. Militia members mixed with QAnon conspiracists and off-duty law enforcement officers. 2 of them were these Virginian cops who posed for a selfie inside the building.
Antifa! Them boys looking like Antifa to me. These folks do this every year, no matter who in charge. They're just ready for something. You think the Senate, when they look at Trump and then look at that, will do this and that?
One giving the middle finger. The officers come from the small remote town of Rocky Mount and have now been charged with violent entry into the Capitol, which they both deny.
Tell me what, yeah.
One of them, Jacob Fracker, told me Capitol Police let them into the building and that they did nothing wrong.
You see officers moving the...
Weigel blessed me with a decent retweet? Wait, what? Neo Silhouette? For what? Which one are you? Are you saying that you're Jeet here? Because I know you're not Jeet here. Because he doesn't follow me. Oh, he said he saw the tweet. Oh, okay. It's a strange feeling when something you said as a joke is suddenly being offered by the right as a serious proposal. The problem with any kind of secession movement is American politics has less regional conflict than ever before. The cities are blue and the low-density areas are red almost everywhere. I don't know. Might be fertile grounds for a Maoist strategy where the countryside radicalizes, surrounds, and then strangles the cities. Balkanized, the federal system is lost. Begin where Mao began, in the hinterlands. Win state and local elections, make your red area redder. We are now a small rebel force, completely out of power, but that can be fun too. All is not lost. Wait, so is there a landlordicide coming? Like, what the fuck? I'm confused. Does Jesse Kelly know what happened? It heard itself in confusion. Okay, let's keep
The
going.
barricades, and just like, hey, come on. They're like, if you're coming, come on this way. It's safe this way, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, fantastic.
The friend that you're with and you were pictured with is posting on Facebook, and you're posting on that Facebook page as well, saying, we attack the government.
The we being a blanket statement, you know what I mean? We as people who just want to be heard, people who don't want to sit by and let, you know, tyrannical things happen.
We don't feel any responsibility for
Nope.
the bigger picture of what is now seen as an assault on American democracy.
No.
You didn't see any vandalism. You didn't see any of the attacks going on at all. Nothing.
Not that. Nope.
But it was going on all around.
It was, but not while we were there.
You felt that day that it was important because Donald Trump has supported the way you see America, right? Over the police, Second Amendment rights.
The military, national security, because, you know, I mean, he said it best. America first.
Trump's mantra of America first is seen as a siren call for white nationalists. And Jacob says many see him that way.
I mean, a lot of it around here is just, oh, he's a racist, or oh, he's this, or I bet he was wearing his Klansman's robes that day. Is just like, that's, it's pretty silly. It makes me laugh.
Couldn't be further from the truth, brother. You don't understand. You know, I'm just regular racist. Not one of them Klansman racists, you know? Just one of them regular racists. That's silly as fuck. Why would I wear my Klan's robe? I don't have one. I mean...
Honestly.
What do you feel about that?
I don't care.
You don't know anything.
In a sign of how fractured Rocky Mount has become, this angry confrontation erupted after the picture of the officers emerged, supporters facing off against protesters demanding the men be prosecuted. Penny Edwards Blue has lived in this town all of her life.
The way that this case is handled, it is going to be a point of conflict in our town, regardless whether it's handled correctly.
Folks, Joe Biden is walking to the White House, folks.
When they get to the White House today.
He's doing it.
Well, they will find their new residence, and it is quickly, I think we talked about this a little earlier, it is quickly turned over
He's
from
running.
one administration to the next, where the cleaning crew.
He's running, folks.
Well, got a fist bump. There you go.
Al, you can come home now.
Al, only you. Only you, my friend. Al, are you feeling pretty satisfied? You went all the way to Washington. You sat in the cold all day long for that moment, but you got it, even in a pandemic.
It's a pretty nice feeling. Look, this is a man who's waited 50 years, who was first elected in 1970 to a county official job, and now here he is, the leader of the free world, and that's what America is all about. And it's pretty exciting.
And making time for you, Al. Making time for you.
Well, you know, making.
He's running. Yeah, he's running like that to make sure divorce courts are more powerful than ever before, folks. I tell you what.
Now we're waiting for the vice president, and
he's on his way to cancel conservatism.
Who knows? Who knows?
Are they out of their vehicles yet? We haven't seen them.
We haven't seen him
I
yet.
have not seen them yet. So we will have to wait and see.
All right, Al, well done. The legend lives for Al Roker and his inaugural moments. We'll keep watching. Al, you'll be happy to know we have 17 perspectives on that same shot, that same moment. So you can be talking about that. And there it looks like he's talking to Mike Memoli, our producer who has covered Joe Biden for, more than a decade.
There goes
now.
Al's exclusive.
And those are the reviewing stands. Normally it would be just filled with people, but he's stopping and saying hello to a few folks along the way. So the president enjoying this moment.
Anyone who is mad and knows this man expects him to do something like this. He loves He loves to be, to meet people and to.
Well, there's a reason he got into politics. He's all about the grip and grin, and, and happy to mix it up with folks as they take these final steps into the White House. And Peter, this is the moment that he'll cherish and remember, and then the hard work gets started.
Yeah, no, Savannah, you're exactly right. We saw Joe Biden just moments ago shaking hands with Muriel Bowser, the mayor of Washington, D.C., who has become a familiar name across this country. Of course, she was behind the renaming of what is now Black Lives Matter Plaza, only a short distance from the White House. Joe Biden enjoying.
It honestly feels like every time he runs, I feel like he's just flexing on conservatives, dude. He's like, look at me, Jack. I'm 900 years old, Jack, and I can still run. Can you do that? Without getting heart palpitations, I think not. Cut the malarkey.
He'll walk down the driveway there. This is what we call the White House North Lawn, of course. Pebble Beach, as reporters describe it, where we stand and do our live
Flexing
shots
on
each
you,
morning. He will
hoes.
walk there, parading alongside his family, the last leg of this.
To be fair, Trump doesn't run because he wants to conserve his energy. Trump believes in the finite energy principle that all human beings are born with a finite amount of body energy, and the more you expend that, the lower your life expectancy is. He believes in the battery theory, which is why he doesn't run anywhere. And that's precisely why he uses a golf cart wherever he goes. Also, the other reason why Trump does not run is because it's impossible for him to run because of his absolute bakery. His fat fucking dumper. Okay? His presidential dumpy is far too girthy and bulbous for him to be able to run. If he ran, it's like tanks. You know how you can't roll tanks through the DC streets because the infrastructure is not strong enough to handle tanks? It would ruin the road. It's like if Trump ran, his dumpy, the gravitational pull on his dumpy would be far too great, and he would break the concrete. Facts.
On this day, he missed the Trump inauguration, was not invited to participate.
So you like high prices and taxes and bullshit?
And when he was interviewed by our local affiliate here in Washington, D.C., he added that he had gotten his COVID vaccine shot. He said, I got the shot, so I'm ready to take on the world. So some traditions continue here despite the pandemic that has made life so challenging for so many who have to watch this and enjoy this from home.
And what a difference a day makes. Here, Joe Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, President and First Lady of the United States, walking up the driveway there on the north side of the White House. 8 hours ago, it was President Trump and Melania Trump departing on the south side of that very building. And within a matter of hours, there has been a changing of the guard, a transfer of power, the traditions of our democracy going off and rolling on without incident, which was, I think the whole country holding its breath after.
Bro, his adrenochrome treatment is off the chain today.
It feels like this is the moment of completion when the president and first lady walk up those front door steps and walk into the White House for the first time as president and first lady.
That may be the picture you see on the front pages tomorrow.
Like, we did it, Jill. We did it. Obama's president again, Jill. All right.
grandchildren all headed indoors, heading in as the first family. Not their first visit to the White House, but their first visit like this.
Yeah, the world, their world changes, our world changes as a new administration confronts this very serious business of COVID, of disunity, but a new beginning.
We are going to take a quick break right here. Our coverage continues in just a moment.
Dang, dude. That's it.
Or not, because either way, one side or the other is going to be upset.
Penny sees big problems ahead.
I believe a large majority of them are going to stick with Donald Trump because Donald Trump is about racism and white supremacy, and that is what they are ultimately trying to maintain. It's about power, and they're trying to hold on to that power. These people are taught this from the time they're small, and I know that because I grew up here.
Taught what?
Taught white supremacy. See, Trump didn't come in and radicalize. He just came and took advantage of what's here.
Second Amendment is for everybody.
Trump supporters have always believed that the president was fully committed to defending their constitutional rights. Most importantly, freedom of speech and the sacrosanct Second Amendment right to bear arms. At this pro-gun rally in the state capital, Richmond, militia members turned out alongside Proud Boys, the far-right group accused of racist thuggery, who Donald Trump notoriously refused to condemn.
He told us to stand back and stand by because, you know, they wanted him to declare us a terrorist organization, and that's not what we are.
Do you feel Donald Trump had your back?
I feel like he did have our back. I feel like things will change. I think Trump will go down as one of the best presidents in history. You know, history has a way of rewriting things, and you know, I think the man will be on Rushmore one day. We got room for one more face up there, and he's going to be up there.
Has he left America divided?
Division or not, this was bound to happen eventually with the great divide between the left and the right's ideals. You know what I mean? Donald Trump didn't have anything to do with that. There's been a division much longer than since he took office.
Yes, sir.
Gun shop owner Joe Phillips also...
I mean, I've said this a million times, and I will say it again, but
believes his...
That is no more delusional than thinking Donald Trump is hot and sexy and muscular, as this cardboard cutout behind me implies. A thing that a lot of Trump supporters literally believe. That's no more insane. Like, thinking that he's going to be on the side of Mount Rushmore is no more insane than thinking Donald Trump is like a macho masculine man and not like not the literal representation of the bi-coastal elite billionaire born with a silver spoon in his mouth and a sassy bitch who loves drama. And I, by the way, appreciate that he's a sassy bitch who loves drama. You know that. You know that. But it's still delusional to think that he's anything but that.
His rights are under threat as the Democrats take control of the White House.
Right now what they're doing is overstepping the general platform of what this entire country was built upon.
So you feel you have to push back?
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. People are at their wits' end and everybody is fed up. If a stand is to be made, it's going to be made. As far as the revolution is concerned, there's always been that possibility. If these laws violate the Constitution, then we're there.
At least he knows what he is. I love that. I love that they know that they are. They're hogs.
You're ready for a new revolution?
Absolutely.
Joe's gun shop is in Madison, which has declared itself a sanctuary county, one of more than 100 in Virginia, where local sheriffs refused to recognize new gun laws brought in by Democrats last year. And with many here claiming the election was stolen, will they recognize Joe Biden?
We probably will not recognize him as our president in the same aspect that a lot of the left has been screaming, "Not my president," the entire time of Trump being in office as well.
Yeah, but like the left, or at least liberals, conceded. You know, they didn't storm the Capitol and try to disrupt the process. Like Hillary Clinton conceded. You know? Like, liberals weren't like, no, I still believe Hillary Clinton is the president right now. So no, they're not, these things are not the same. Like, fighting back against the authoritarian Joe Biden administration is something that you can do. I will be doing that from the left, most likely. Very likely. That's entirely different than, I don't know, refusing to admit reality that Donald Trump lost and Joe Biden won. And that's what these guys have been doing. It's a little different.
Well,
you see,
you probably will have that across the board.
Will these sanctuary counties basically become semi-autonomous, and will they still look to Donald Trump as their leader?
I suppose they could to an extent. I don't know as far as looking at him towards leader if he's not in office, but we may have to take things into our own hands and set up something to the extent of being our own republic, if you will. He'll for sure always be a symbol of what began this historical movement.
The battle for the presidency is now finally over. But for the Trump true believers, their fight for the soul of America goes on, even though their revered general is no longer issuing the orders.
Inigo Gilmore with that special report. Well, joining me now is Mark McKinnon, a Republican strategist and television host who worked for President George W. Bush and was a campaign advisor for John McCain's presidential bid in 2008. Fantastic to have you back on the program, Mark McKinnon. Let me start with a rather odd question, but it's been on my mind. When Trump travels to Florida to retirement tomorrow morning,
this guy.
He will have with him for 2 more hours the nuclear football with which he can launch a nuclear attack with the nuclear codes. Now, is that something we should be worried about?
Thanks, Matt. Nice to see you. No, I don't think so. I think at this point, all the damage has been done.
Yo, does my guy have a full-blown ceiling mirror? What a freak, dude. Oh, oh, dude. Look, he's got good drip. Despite the fact that he has blood on his hands, quite literally, for working with the George W. Bush administration. And I do think that this is is this his RV or something? No, right? This is his apartment, I think. But maybe this is the RV that he uses when he's on the circus, which is a show that he hosts. He's in Australia. But dude, when you have a ceiling mirror, dude, you know that's for fucking. Like, there's no other reason to have that. Okay?
Although we've said that many times over the course of the Trump presidency. But listen, I think that we're going to have a transition over the next 24 hours. Today will be the last day we say the words President Trump, and tomorrow will be the first day we say the words President Biden. So listen, we're turning the page here. This has been a dark and tragic month in American history. And we've seen a lot of damage done. But the security right now, as you know, is, the only crowds in Washington, D.C. right now are people in camouflage. I'm a block from the White House and I can't go anywhere. Yeah. And my hotel is just me and the National Guard. So I think we can feel safe that this transition will now happen in the next 24 hours. And tomorrow we'll have a new president.
But in terms of the legacy that Trump leaves behind, first of all, he'll still be occupying the limelight.
Bro, that is a sex hotel that he's staying at, okay? My man is at a fuck hotel. Was that the only fucking hotel that he could rent a room in? That is a freak-ass DC fuck hotel that he is currently in. Why aren't you watching Joe? Because he's just walking, bro. What do you want?
A sizable staff. She'll have the same.
My man is just walking.
Offices that, Joe
and he
Biden
already
had
walked his way in.
And she will end up spending a lot of time.
He walked in the White House. We're just watching Kamala walk.
Need her to break lots of votes
because he's going to have that trial in the Senate. But also the fact that 64% of Republican voters think that Biden is not a legitimate president.
This is the damning fucking stat. Okay? That's the scary shit. The fact that 64% of Republicans think that Joe Biden is not a legitimate president. Like, that's a terrifying stat, okay? That is a terrifying fucking statistic. And that Mark McKinnon and his kind are personally responsible for. That didn't happen because of Donald Trump. It's not just Donald Trump alone. It's the Republican Party that absolutely fucking... Also a BS stat? No, it's like 54%. believe that 54% believe that Donald Trump and the actions that his supporters took, 54% of Republicans believe that Donald Trump and his supporters took at the Capitol were just and legitimate. Okay? So the point is this. The point is this. Every Republican leading up to this point have straight up denied the reality on elections over and over again in an effort to justify voter suppression. So Donald Trump kicking it up a notch is just the expected and logical outcome of years and years of the Republican Party and Republican officials in positions of power and people like this hat-wearing, fuck hotel frequenting dipshit here. They've been perpetrating this lie for a very long time to justify voter suppression measures. And the Republican media and the center-right media has also advanced this lie as well. So, of course, Donald Trump's going to take advantage of that. He is, of course, most responsible out of anyone else. But all of these Republicans who are saying, like, oh, it's just Donald Trump and his supporters, but, like, come on, we'll be better off in the future. You know, we got reasonable Republicans. Like, no, motherfucker, all those reasonable Republicans, like, they did that. They did that too, and they will continue doing that. So if you think that, like, reasonable Republicans aren't going to civilly, in a civil manner, continue the same nefarious, reality-denying bullshit that they have, you're out of your mind. You're delusional. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to run the rest of this video. But before we do that, it is top of the hour every hour where there's a 60-second outbreak. A contractual obligation. If you'd like to no longer see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do it for $5 or for free with your Twitch Prime. Connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and get one free Prime subscription. Or you can use a VPN. Or you can use an ad blocker. Some of them work, some of them don't. But here's the ad.
147 Republican lawmakers on the Hill voted against the result of this election. As a Republican, surely that must worry you.
Oh, it does, deeply. And the really chilling number to me, Matt, is the number of 45% of...
I'd like to know what percentage of Democrats thought Trump was a legitimate president. You literally tell us how to avoid the ads. You're the best streamer, man. Thanks for your permission to use Adblock. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't know what percentage of Democrats thought that Trump was an illegitimate president. There were certainly a lot of Democrats who thought that there was involvement from foreign actors that changed the outcome of the election. I'm not one of those people. I've shit on those people a lot over and over again. I think that Hillary Clinton was responsible for her loss. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because, again, no matter what happens, one, Hillary Clinton still won the popular vote and Donald Trump lost the popular vote. So there's a little bit more reason for Democrats to be upset about it. And two, it doesn't matter because people in positions of power didn't actively say that Donald Trump is not the president and Hillary Clinton is actually the president now in the same capacity that Republicans did with Donald Trump. Do you get it? Do you understand the difference there? In the United States, 84% accept Trump as a legitimate president. 76% of Clinton voters said that Trump was the legitimate president. Saying "not my president" from liberals does not mean that they literally don't think Donald Trump is the president and Hillary Clinton is the president. They said, this president does not represent my interests. The 2016 article? My guy, what year should we look at for the 2016 election? Should I look for numbers from 2020? You asked, and here is your fucking answer. You stupid moron. What year should we look at? This is a direct comparison to that other 64% number. Yeah, please, can you find me a year that makes my argument hold weight? Is this one absolutely fucking cumsters and dumpsters my argument? And it's really sad that you would do this by showing actual fucking facts. And I do not appreciate that, sir. Can you please find an argument that helps me more? Because I was just spreading. I was just yelling out words. Didn't really think about what they mean or anything like that. I was just, I was just hoping that there wasn't any evidence to the contrary.
Republicans who actually supported what happened at the Capitol. I have no words for that. And that's not the Republican Party that I know. I mean, the one thing we do know is now, particularly because of last week, that Donald Trump will no longer have the monopoly hold that he has on the party. He will always be a cult figure. He will always be adored and idolized by a portion of the electorate on the Republican side. But there are clearly now people like leadership positions like Liz Cheney and even Mitch McConnell who are now stepping away from Donald Trump. And when he's not president, that power dissipates pretty quickly. I know he thinks he would want to run for president again, but he may be denied that through the impeachment process or other legal proceedings. So the fact is that I think we've seen the very height of Donald Trump's power. And listen, he's the only president that's ever been impeached twice. He lost the Senate, the Congress, and the presidency, which is, those are the legacies that he's leaving behind.
But for American democracy to function, you need two viable, stable political parties, and that includes the Republicans. Do you think that the Republican Party can make that journey back to where it was, a moderate party?
It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick, and I don't know what shape it will end up, whether it's moderate.
Yeah, that's really crazy because, when was there a stable and normal Republican Party? I am unaware of its existence, so I don't know. Like, when did that happen? Maybe, like, during the Civil War, like Abraham Lincoln days, Long gone are those days, so... Seems like the contemporary Republican Party, especially post-civil rights movement, has been a festering wound on American democracy, specifically operating for the purpose of like eliminating all matter of congressional power, beefing up executive authority, and also leaving everything up to the court system, which they are trying to fill to the brim with psychopathic Federalist Society Republican judges. So it seems weird that, this wasn't the only election where the Republican Party was being ridiculous.
Or not, but I think it's going to be different. It's got to evolve. It's got to, in politics, you evolve or you die. And so, that's what the Republican Party will have to do, or it will be a minority party into the indefinite future. So there's a lot that has to happen. But listen, there are some optimistic things out there as well. 67% of the country thinks that Joe Biden has handled this transition process well. That includes
Democrats needed 20K military members to bring in a new regime. Sounds familiar to what we do in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Cuba. Don't be ignorant. What? Oh wait. Oh fuck. What's the person's name? I gotta look at their history. That's a really good take. That's like a really, really psychotic take. I need to know what else they've said in the chat. Did anyone catch who said that? Was it partially? Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good stuff. Shit isn't comfortable at all. You mean socialized medicine would never be able to get the broken ass fixed? Hacker questions. Ended racism. Are you dumb? Ignorant. LMFAO. Wait, this person is like... What? First of all, my title is very clearly a joke. It is sarcastic. And secondly, socialized medicine would never be able to get the broken ass fixed? What do you mean? Are they like anti-socialized medicine? I don't understand. Anyway, God, that's good. Yes, comparing American imperialism to, I don't know, trying to protect the new administration from a bunch of psychotic fucking MAGA hogs who refuse to recognize the outcome of a democratic election, despite Republican efforts to, change that reality both before the election and also after the election results were cast, counted, recounted numerous times, is the exact same. You're right. Incredible.
Includes a lot of Republicans. So I think that Joe Biden is already getting very good marks from not just Democrats, but independents and people across the board. So that's a good signal. And listen, we've got a lot of work to do, but hopefully the worst is behind us.